This individual is known as the Gulf Coast Cowgirl, merging and fusion different sounds. So you were sharing about music being everywhere for you at once and adopting that feel.
It was, really my dad would sit in the backyard and pick guitar with his buddies and they'd play Jimmy Buffett covers till all hours of the night. And I just remember sitting there. I mean, I grew up a Buffett baby, right? And that's why it's so interesting where I am now with my label because, for 10 years, they've been looking to put together a female Jimmy Buffett. And the way it all came together, and that's what they're doing with me. And just, it's like I'm living in my dream.
So now, how did you know, like, sometimes for the artists, we find something that we love and we're around it and we're indecisive of this is the direction we want to go in, if we want to make it a career. When did you know you wanted to make it a career?
It found me because, I mean, I've been playing guitar since I was little, self-taught, watching my dad. This was back in 2013, and I called her and I said, "Hey, what do you want for your birthday?" And she said, "I just really want a CD or a disc of the songs that you've written." So I call a buddy, he's got a studio, and after he got to talking to some people and playing some of my music, they were like, "Man, you ought to make an album. Like, don't just give this to your mom. You need to get this out there." And this was shit that I'd written, right? And the saddest part about that was the final day of recording that album, my mom passed away. And I find out that my mom passed away. And so she never heard it, right? It was short, maybe 10, 15 days later. I got an email that I'd been nominated for Female Vocalist of the Year by the Texas Academy of Country Music. And I'm like, what? And that just kind of catapulted me into, well, you got to give it a try. So I started honing in on my songwriting and put together my second album, which was Look at the Moon. And the reason I named it Look at the Moon, because mom would always call me and say, "Hey, step outside and look at the moon with me." So it's like, but then I just been spanking that pony and riding that horse till, and then I ended up, the way I got signed on with Flying Sea Records, it's a crazy story. There's a guy named Tex Whitson who was Merle Haggard's lifelong manager and buddy, right? And he and my boss, Jimmy Collins, who's the president of Flying Sea Records, they'd been looking to put together a female Buffett act. She calls him that night and said, "Tex, you've got to listen to this girl's music. Her voice is so different." And I'll be dang if the next day Tex and Jimmy didn't call me and they're like, "We found our girl. This is our female Buffett," after a 10-year search. So that's how I got, that's how I am where I am right now.